Okay, welcome to the Texas Consilium show. I'm Michael Yorba. My guest today is John Wolfe, CEO of GimmeTheVin.com. John, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, guys.
My pleasure. Now, first of all, congratulations on your nomination for the Texas Consilium Business Excellence Award. Thanks for taking the time to be here. The objective is just for you to tell your story for the world to see, and I know that you've got quite a good one. Why don't we start off with telling us about your business and yourself?
Well, the company that's getting all the attention lately is GiveMeTheVin.com, and I changed to that. I trademarked that name about 6 years ago. I've been in the wholesale auto business since '96, and then I got into the Ford business at Wolfe Ford, Wolfe Dodge, Chrysler Jeep, and Wolfe Chevrolet. And in that scenario is where I started this radio show that I do on the weekends. A lot of guys on the radio know me as John Clay Wolfe. That's my radio handle, which is my actual name. And I bid cars on the radio and back up the bids in real life. And it's really that simple. Do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. So, people call in and say, I've got a '07 Tahoe with 163,000 miles and it's in this shape. And I say average, rough, or clean. And they say clean. They all say clean. And I tell them I'll give them $6,000 for it. And then we actually do it. We don't jack them around and we don't start squirreling with them once we get off the radio. And that's the fundamentals of the company, is do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. But yep, that's the business. So we pick them up and then we resell them to other dealers. And we're the largest wholesale distributor in the United States, probably the world, actually, because I don't know who would be bigger than the United States.
Yeah, you've also done something by being early in your life, going to the top 100 fastest growing companies. I think you got that award when you were like 27 or something.
Well, I started real early. I started, at 19. I opened a bar and restaurant called the Plaid Pig over at TCU. I was an SMU student. My best friend was a TCU student, and we decided that TCU needed a good hangout. And so I've really been working. It just never stopped until now. It's wild that, you're always chasing it and swinging for the fence and trying to put this big thing together. And in this case, it took 25 years to make an overnight success.
Well put. Well, what's your vision for your business? Let's look 5 years out and tell us where you want your business to be.
I was telling the guys yesterday at Manheim that came in from Atlanta, I'd like to do 100,000 cars in 1 year, and he asked how long would that take? And I said 24 months, and I think that's wrong. I thought about that this morning. Probably 5 years. In 5 years, I can get it done for sure. But in 3 years, I think I can have it done. So right now, we're currently about $700,000, $800,000 a year company in volume at 30,000 units. And 100,000 is my mark that I'd like to do in a year.
What makes your business so special?
A car dealer that actually does what they say they're going to do. And our staff, I've drilled it into our staff. We don't game. The car dealers are their own worst enemies. I mean, they've created this lying mess in their advertising and the way they handle their customer and advertise whatever it is. Say they're going to do X, customer shows up and they do Y. And it's not sometimes, it's every time. And this isn't just car business. I think the contractors are worse about it than anybody. When I say contractors, I mean builders. But that bait and switch mentality, we do not do it. We don't do it when we buy them, and we don't do it when we sell them to the dealers. And I believe that that's the fundamental key differential between us and other people.
Now, the Texas Consilium Award is based on business excellence. So the criteria encompasses areas like customer satisfaction, operational excellence, employee satisfaction, business performance, and more. Describe how your company exemplifies excellence.
In accounting, I'm pretty proud of our accounting department. Because in businesses, you can go sell all you want, but if you can't account for it and keep it up and manage the cash and and all the moving parts in the background. I'm more proud of our accounting and our logistics department than I am our production department, because the sales team, the buying, the producers get all the credit in the business world. They put all the meat in the locker, so to speak. But you can't get that meat in the locker unless you have people out in the field skinning it and moving it and cutting it up in the right cuts. If there's the most excellent point of our scenario would be our logistics and accounting.
Got it. If you're speaking to an audience of Texas business leaders and they're wanting to improve their own businesses and leadership processes, give us some words of wisdom that you've had on your journey and lessons that you've learned you'd like to share.
Don't borrow money unless you have to, and don't finance fun ever. Don't give up unless you know you're beat. When you know you're beat, let go. If you know you're beat, there's no reason to get in that perseverance thing and don't let go. And you just kill yourself and wear everybody else out around you. But if you're right, then yeah, hang in there. But there is a level that you reach in the airplane world. I'm a pilot. We call getting over the step, where the airspeed changes. And it's an exciting time where you just work for years and years and years, and you want to quit. And this is terrible. And then you have a couple of good months, like, oh my God, I'm a genius. This is the best thing. And then it all comes back and everything's screwed up. But when you get over the step, wherever that is and whatever it is you're doing, it's really worth it. You look back and the journey to it was, it'll make you a little upset. Like, I don't know if it was worth it, but yeah, it's really exciting. And we're at a point now where I've been doing this so long and I finally got it to where I was. If for some reason it fell apart or broke or Corona took us all out, then it was worth the ride, because I did get to see it to the top of the mountain. It's pretty exciting.
Good answer. The next question I need to ask you is social responsibility, whether it's personal or corporate. What are you doing in the way of giving back to the community?
I just got on my radio show. We're on 38 cities. We have 500,000 listeners every Saturday morning from 8 to noon around the country. If you go to johnclaywolfe.com and click stations, you'll see all the stations we're on. Maybe we're on one in your city, but we're putting together. Last Christmas, we did a Cars for Christmas thing where people nominated needy individuals that had good stories for why they should receive a free car. And we gave out 50 cars. And I had a partner in Denver, Willie B., who was actually facilitating that thing, but it inspired me. And I'm either going to start giving away a car a week or a car every other week to people in need.
What do you...
On the air.
Pardon me?
On the air, on the radio show.
Got it. Mm-hmm. What do you want your legacy to be?
I'd like to get all this started and have my kiddos is what I think about. I have 3 sons and a daughter. They're all pretty exciting to me. I'd like to build a scenario where they could all run a family business, and I'd like to give me the VNUP large enough to where it's segmented out and they could all run a part of it, or we have other businesses inside a holding company. I grew up in a family construction business where my grandfather started it. My dad, my uncle, and my aunt all worked there, and it was a really exciting time. I enjoyed that time of my life considerably. When you can mix business and pleasure and family, and it all works as one, and everybody's feeding off the same thing, it can be really the best harmony I've ever seen. So, my legacy, I would just love nothing more than to build an enterprise that all my kids can continue on.
Great. Thank you. All right, that concludes today's portion of the interview that we're going to use. Thanks for taking the time to be on our show, and congratulations again for your nomination.
Thank you.
You're welcome.